introduction. Thank you. Yes, I'm Eva Fry, and I'm so happy to be 83. I just realized how blessed I was. I can barely hear or see, but thankfully I can still drive. But on the way over here, I got stopped by a police officer who said, "Lady, get out of the car." He said, "You're staggering." I said, "Thank you, officer. You're not bad looking yourself." He said, "Your eyes look glassy. Have you been drinking?" I said, "No, I haven't been drinking." "Your eyes look glazed. Have you been eating donuts?" I was in the car. My husband said, "You just went through 3 red lights." I said, "I did? Really? I thought you were driving." Now I'm older. Feels like the police are out to get me. I got stopped. An officer said, "You were speeding." I said, "I know, officer, I have to go fast so I won't forget where I'm going." And you said I'm going 90 miles an hour. How can you go 90 miles an hour when you've only been driving for 10 minutes? And besides, I'm just trying to catch up with the traffic. He said, "There is no traffic." I said, "I know, I'm just trying to catch up." But it's okay. I got a sweet note from an officer. He said, "Congratulations on your parking skills." The little note said, "Parking fine." My husband and I were on a trip and we got stopped by the police. And the officer said, "You were speeding." I'm hard of hearing. I said to my husband, "What did he say?" He said, "You were speeding." The officer said, "Give me your driver's license." I said, "What did he say?" He said, "He wants your driver's license." Well, that officer took that driver's license. He said, "You're from St. George, Utah? I met the worst woman in St. George, Utah. She was the wicked witch of the north." I said, "What did he say?" He said, "He knows you." I got in my car. My steering wheel and my stereo were missing. I was in the back seat. And I had this little fender bender. I accidentally hit a magician. Oh, I said to my husband, "Wasn't my fault, he came out of nowhere." At 83, I refused to stay home, so I went to the mall, and this pretty girl walked toward me, and on her t-shirt it said, "Yes." So I went to her and said, 36C. I've thought of plastic surgery, but I have bad luck. I just know if I got implants, they'd leak. I'd end up with fat ankles. And I like to go walking, and I came across this street person. He said, "Hey, beautiful, can you spare $5? I said, "I'm not beautiful, and I'm not giving you $5. He said, "Well, you're not bad looking. How's about $2.50? I had him with me, my grandson. I had my grandson with me in church. That little rascal climbed under all the benches and came back with a $5 bill. Oh, I was so embarrassed, didn't want to bring any attention, so I just kept it. But I paid tithing. And the best part is, so far, my grandson and I have already made more than $100. Remember, I'm 83, right? Okay.
Cinnamon buns.
You have to be really patient with me because I need my I don't have a bad memory. It's just a little delay. I always remember 2 days later.
Cinnamon buns.
My grandson and I were visiting an old friend.
Yeah, you got it.
And he was dying, he was older. And he said, I smell cinnamon buns. And to my grandson, he said, go downstairs and give me a cinnamon bun. Well, my grandson went downstairs, came out, no cinnamon bun. The old man said, did you eat my cinnamon bun? He said, oh no, sir. Your wife said, they're for the funeral. My husband and I have been married for 63 years. Thanks for the applause, but we need a standing ovation. We're an endangered species. I said to my husband, honey, if I died, because you wonder about the future, if I died and you remarried, would you live in our house with her? He said, well, I guess so, it's paid for. Then what about my golf clubs? Would you let her use my golf clubs? He said, of course not, dear. She's left-handed. So I went to a portrait artist and I said, I want you to paint a picture of me with a big diamond bracelet, a big diamond necklace, and a huge diamond ring. He said, you're not wearing any of those things. I said, I know. This is a gift from my husband. I know when I die, he's going to remarry, and I want to drive her crazy looking for the jewelry. I said to my husband, what's been the hardest part for you to be married to me for 63 years? He said the first 63 years. I'm not surprised because 66 years ago we met and it was love at first sight. I fell in love with his car. How many of you love Siri? I love Siri because my husband yells at her, says she's making wrong directions. It's so fun to watch him argue with another woman. And the best part is when she tells him where to go. Okay, where's my cheat sheet again? My mind just went to Hawaii without me. So now I'm 83. People are a little nervous traveling with me. In fact, hold on. In fact, yesterday Siri yelled at me. She said, in 500 feet, stop and let me out. Did you know there's new senior citizen Siri? Not only does she tell you where to go, but she tells you why you're going. I said to my husband, the car's not running. He said, what's wrong with the car? There's water in the carburetor. You don't even know what a carburetor is. Where's the car? In the lake. He said, this year for our anniversary, he'd take me to Hawaii, and next year he'd come back and get me. Hold on. You're really good at this pretty quick. He forgot my birthday. I said, in the morning, in this driveway, I want to see a gift from you that goes from 0 to 100 in 10 seconds. I got up. There was my gift, a bathroom scale.